series, The Antichrist Economic, Religious, and Political System Exposed. Yours for a donation of $35. Shipping and handling is included. Ask for offer number 1443. This 3-DVD expose series is so controversial that we couldn't share its contents on this television program. It exposes the existence of the World Constitution and Parliament Association that has developed a map which already divides America into regions that will come under the Antichrist's one world government. Shocking secret meetings hidden by the media held by the Vatican with religious and world leaders who want to usher in a one world government and religion. Christian leaders who are now embracing Chrislam, the merging of the Muslim and Christian faith, and so much more.
Every believer has to be equipped with this, so you're not going to be deceived.
Don't miss out on getting Gary Kah's prophetic 3-DVD series, The Antichrist's Economic, Religious, and Political System Exposed. Yours for a donation of $35. Shipping and handling is included. Ask for offer number 1443. Call or you can write to Sid Roth. It's Supernatural. Post Office Box 1918, Brunswick, Georgia 31521. Please specify offer number 1443 or log on to sidroth.org. Call or write today.
We now return to It's Supernatural.
Hello, Sid Roth here with Gary Kah, and we're finding out information the secular press is not going to tell you. There's an organization I've never even heard of. It's called the World Constitution and Parliament Association, and Gary was extended an invitation to join, and he collected a lot of documents from this organization. Tell me briefly about who is part of it and what are they trying to do?
Well, this organization has as its goal to lay the foundation for an ultimate world government system. And they have held mock sessions of a world parliament. They're calling it the Provisional World Parliament. They just recently held the 12th such meeting. Hundreds of renowned people from around the world belong to this organization.
What do they think of Jews and Christians, this organization?
Well, at least some of the people in this organization, you have to understand, it is tightly connected with the broader One World New Age movement. And many of the people at the forefront of that movement are very almost hostile toward Bible-believing Christians and conservative Jews. They are not very fond of us because they see us as standing in the way of them completing their agenda.
You started to say some of the people that are members.
Yes, you had people representing all of the world's religions. At one point, one of the honorary sponsors was Cynthia Waddell. She was the head of the World Council of Churches. There was also the head of the World Muslim Congress, Dr. Inamullah Khan, who belonged to it. But also, at one point, the chairman of the Nobel Prize Committee and former leaders from the UN, former ambassadors. A lot of people with foreign policy experience who have been plugged into this organization.
Now, I've been examining your literature, and there are just outstanding scientists, economists, top political type people connected with this, and they've had meetings with some of the top people in the world attending. Why hasn't the secular media covered it? I haven't heard anything about this.
You know, that's a question, Sid, that I ask myself all the time, and as far as I can tell, I believe there are people, I know there are some people in the mass media who actually support this agenda. Others that at the very least are sympathetic toward it. And then I believe there's a third group of people that just want to bend over backwards to be politically correct, and they're afraid to touch the subject. But I collected several hundred pages of documents being affiliated with this organization for a few years, and it speaks for itself. You know, unless people were to accuse me of creating these letterheads and all the signatures of the people on these documents, you have to accept the fact that this is really taking place and that we need to know about it.
Now, another area that you're very concerned about is something that a lot of people love. It's interfaith, like the UN has something for interfaith. Explain that.
Yes. The United Nations has been pushing an interfaith agenda for some time. They've held various activities and meetings along those lines. And last October, a new program was kick-started by King Abdullah and Prince Ghazi of Jordan called the World Interfaith Harmony Week. And that week was designated to be the first week of February each year. So from now on, we will have a week of interfaithism celebrated during that week. Now, Prince Ghazi and King Abdullah's efforts were based on previous UN interfaith efforts and the Common Word program, which is a Muslim call to bridge building with the Christian community. Now, in response to that, a number of Christian leaders got together and drafted their own document called Loving God and Neighbors Together. And in that
and by the way, that sounds good to me. That does not sound bad, Gary.
Yeah, exactly. But in the document, they are calling for closer ties to Islam and equate the God of the Old and New Testaments with the Quran. And so when you look beneath the surface, it really is interfaithism. It's paving the way to interfaithism, to accepting the idea that other religions are pathways to God. And of course, if you believe the Bible and believe what Jesus said about himself, you cannot believe that. It is impossible.
Tell me about why when someone like the National Association of Evangelicals would join an organization that's heretical, what you just said, based on the Bible.
Yeah.
Why?
And they did, the National Association of Evangelicals was one of 300 organizations and or individuals that signed that document. And I believe there is a trend in America today within Christianity. It may have started out with good intentions to reach out to people of other faiths, but it's gone beyond that now. It is paving the way toward interfaithism and toward embracing other people's beliefs. In fact, one individual I'm aware of, a prominent evangelical Christian, recently celebrated Ramadan with a Muslim friend. And, you know, to celebrate rituals of other people's religions really crosses the line. Ramadan, for example, being the month during which it is believed by Muslims that Muhammad received the words to the Quran. So unless we believe the Quran and support that, you know, how would you be able to promote something like that?
And something you told me that I've been thinking about a lot lately is what is the attraction between Islam and, say, Catholicism? I mean, they seem to be opposites, but there is a common denominator.
There is a common denominator. Muslims hold Mary in high regard, and one of the reasons for that is, and this is a little-known fact, but Muhammad believed that when he would go to paradise, that Mary would be his wife. In addition,
I never heard that.
Yes, in addition to that, you know, the apparitions that supposedly appeared at Fatima, apparitions of Mary appearing at Fatima, Portugal. Fatima happened to be the name of Muhammad's daughter. So many Muslims believe there was significance in the fact that Mary chose to appear in Fatima, a place named after Muhammad's daughter. And so there are other reasons as well. But this has brought some Roman Catholic leaders and Muslim leaders together, at least on the fringes, to where they are talking now about some of the developments in the Middle East.
You know, there's something wonderful going on with many Muslims. They're having dreams and visions of Jesus in large numbers. And I rejoice over that. But there's a flip side to it. Many are now having dreams and visions of Mary.
You know, I told my wife years ago, Sid, that if the day ever came when Muslims claimed to see apparitions of Mary, that things were far along and that this world system was getting ready to gel and come together. And that has been going on now for a few years. Hundreds of Muslims in Egypt, Indonesia, parts of Africa, we're getting reports, are claiming to have had or seen visions of Mary. And they are telling them to be in favor of global unity, world peace, the coming together of the world's religions.
Why is it necessary for the coming together of religions? I see why it's necessary for coming together on money, on politics, but why religion?
Well, if there is going to be a one-world political and economic system, somehow the world's religions have to be brought together to make that possible. If they are in major disagreement with each other and don't see eye to eye, it would be very difficult to bring this one-world system together and have it work. And so that's why globalists have been pushing this agenda for a long time.
And you can really see, if you know your Bible, why the world is pushing to internationalize Jerusalem. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
We'll be right back to It's Supernatural. We now return to It's Supernatural.